A gifted young sculptor named Pygmalion hated women, detesting the faults beyond measure which nature had given to women. He resolved to never marry. His art, he told himself, was enough for him. Nevertheless, the statue he made and devoted all of his genius to was that of a woman. Either he could not dismiss what he so disapproved of from his mind as easily as he could from his life, or he was bent on forming a perfect woman and showing other men the deficiencies they had to live with. Whichever it was, he labored long and devotedly on the statue, and he produced an exquisite work of art. But lovely as it was, he could not be content. He kept on working at it, and daily, under his skillful fingers, it became ever more beautiful. No woman ever born, no statue ever made, could approach it. When nothing could be added to its perfections, a strange fate had befallen its creator. He had fallen in love, deeply and passionately in love, with the very thing that he had made. It must be explained that the statue did not appear to be made out of stone. It appeared to have warm human flesh, and to be only motionless for a moment. Such was the wondrous power of this disdainful young man. The supreme achievement of art was his, the art of concealing art. But from that time on, the very sex he had scorned had their revenge. He caressed her hands and kissed her lips. They were unresponsive. He took her in his arms, but she remained cold and passive. For a time he tried to pretend, as children will with their toys. He would dress her in rich robes, varying the effect of one delicate or glowing color after another, and imagine that she was pleased. He would bring her gifts that real maidens love, little flowers and shining trinkets. He put her to bed at night and tucked her in, soft and warm, as little girls do with their dolls. But he was not a child, and he could not go on pretending. In the end, he gave up. He loved a lifeless thing, and he was utterly and completely unhappy. The singular passion did not remain concealed from the goddess of passionate love. Venus was interested in something that seldom came her way, a new kind of love she deemed to help the young man. The feast day of Venus was, of course, especially important in Cyprus, the island which had first received the goddess when she rose from the foam. Snow-white heifers, whose horns had been gilded, were offered in numbers to her. The heavenly odor of incense was spread throughout the island. All unhappy lovers were there, praying that their love might be returned. There, too, of course, was Pygmalion. He dared to ask the goddess only that he might find a maiden like his statue. But Venus knew what he really wanted, and as a sign that she favored his prayer, the flame on the altar before him leaped up 3 times. Very thoughtful at this good omen, Pygmalion raced home to see his love, the thing that he had created and given his heart to. There she stood on her pedestal, entrancingly beautiful. He caressed her, and then he started back. Was it self-deception, or did she really feel warm to his touch? He kissed her lips, a long, lingering kiss, and he felt them grow soft beneath his touch. He touched her arms, her shoulders. Their hardness vanished. It was like watching wax soften in the sun. He clasped her wrists. Blood was pulsing through them. Venus! It was Venus, he thought. This is the goddess's doing. And with unutterable gratitude and joy, he put his arms around his love, and he saw her smile into his eyes and blush. Venus herself graced their marriage with her presence. But what happened after we do not know, except Pygmalion named the maiden Galatea, and their son Paphos gave his name to Venus's favorite city. And of course, A play and a famous movie, My Fair Lady, came from this myth.